How's it going, folks? I'm Des with DesFit, and these are the brand new Jaybird Vista 2 True Wireless headphones, and these come with some very welcome upgrades from the originals. So I've been using the originals since they came out for pretty much all my activities just because they sound great, they're nice and secure, and they're really comfortable. But with the Vista 2s, these come with some new features like active noise cancellation, as well as a SurroundSense mode, which allows outside sounds to come into the earbuds so you can hear your surroundings, as well as some other new features which we'll get to in just one bit. Now, Jaybird did send the Vista 2s out for review purposes as well as the original Vistas, but this isn't a sponsored video or anything like that. Even though I am a big fan of Jaybird headphones because they're pretty much the only headphones that have been able to withstand the amount of sweat I produce. Anyways, just thought I'd mention that, but with that out of the way, let's talk about the Vista 2s. One new feature that I'm really happy about with the Vista 2s is in-ear detection. So this is able to automatically pause the music when you take the bud out of your ear, and then when you put it back in your ear, the music starts playing again. It's a really simple feature, but I'm really stoked about it. Another big new feature to come with the Vista 2s is active noise cancellation. So the original Vistas as well as the Vista 2s, they already do a pretty good job of blocking outside noise just because they have a nice, tight, secure fit, but the active noise cancellation just takes that a step further. I haven't had a chance to test these on an airplane quite yet, but I did try to mimic this scenario by sitting right next to an air conditioner, and I couldn't hear the thing at all. It does a really good job at consistent frequencies like white noise and even louder noises like a lawnmower, but wind noise can be a little bit tricky like when you're riding a bike. So when you're facing forward with wind going over the sides of the buds, the wind noise is kind of amplified, but when you turn your head to the side, so when the wind is actually going directly into the side of the earbud, the wind noise basically disappears. However, there are some wind filtering settings that you can adjust in the Jaybird app, so if for some reason you're experiencing a lot of wind noise, just try to adjust those settings to see what works best for you. Now, the ANC is nice to have, but being that these are outdoor focused earbuds, it's important to be able to hear your surroundings, especially when you're on the trails, and that's where the Jaybird's new SurroundSense feature comes into play. Since the fit on the Vistas is pretty well sealed off, they don't allow much outside noise to come in, but with SurroundSense, it feeds outside sound in with the microphones on each of the earbuds. SurroundSense works pretty good for stuff like walking, running, and working out in the gym, but for cycling, I still tend to prefer using just one earbud, which allows me to hear just much more like upcoming cars. The next big thing with the Vista 2s is that it has wireless charging, which is pretty sweet. So you can just place them on a compatible wireless charging pad and they just start charging. Simple as that, but this definitely makes charging much more convenient. Oh, and really quick, if you're finding the information in this video useful, don't be shy about hitting that like button down below. It's a small little thing that you can do to help this video and the channel out quite a bit, and I appreciate it. And then in addition to the wireless charging, the Vista 2s charge via USB-C just like the original Vistas. And they also have a rapid charge feature where you can charge them for just 5 minutes, which will get you an hour's worth of battery life. And while we're talking about battery life, the buds themselves are advertised to get up to 8 hours, and that is without the active noise cancellation or the SurroundSense mode. And then if you are going to be using one of those modes, it brings it down to about 6 hours. And I found those estimates to be pretty darn accurate. And then the case also extends the battery life with a few more charges for a total battery life of 24 hours. The case is similar to the original, but they smoothed out the corners a bit so it'll be a little bit more comfortable in your pocket. It still has that nice little lanyard. It also has the USB-C charging that I mentioned earlier, and there's also charging indicators on the outside. And then on the inside, there's a nice little update here. So the original Vista charging terminals were kind of small, and on some occasions I actually didn't get the buds in quite right, and the contacts weren't, well, fully contacting. But with the new case and earbuds, the charging terminals are more dummy-proof for people like me, so I can just place them in there and the magnets just hold them into place. The earbuds themselves are going to be nice and durable just like the originals, and they call these earth-proof, which means that they'll be able to withstand different types of situations like being accidentally stepped on. And they're also IP68 water resistant, which means that they can be submerged down to 1.5 meters for up to 30 minutes. Now, it's not just about being water resistant though, it's actually how these earbuds resist different types of sweat with different types of pH levels. So my particular sweat, it's about as acidic as alien blood, which is definitely one of the reasons that I like Jaybird headphones so much, is that they're able to withstand my acid-like sweat. And then the case is also IP54 water resistant, which means that it can withstand splashes of water, but you probably don't want to submerge it. For sound quality, these perform just as good as the originals, and they have a fairly balanced sound profile straight out of the box, and they do get plenty loud with their 6mm drivers. They are slightly more bass heavy than some other earbuds in the market, but there's tons of different presets you can choose from to customize the sound profile to your liking, and there's also a custom EQ to really fine-tune the sound profile. The call quality seems slightly better on the Vista 2s, where the Vista 2s have 2 microphones in each earbud, and you can use each earbud independently, whether that's for music or for calls. The Vista 2s also come with slightly redesigned sport ear gels, so there's 2 sizes to choose from with the ear fin, but if you don't prefer the ear fins, there's an option without those. The ear gels are super secure. These will not come off accidentally, so I think there's very little risk of that dreaded losing the ear tip situation. And then in terms of fit and security, this is probably one of the other main reasons why I like Jaybird so much, is that they're just super secure in my ears. And this goes for the Vista 2s, the original Vistas, as well as my Terra Pros. They just stay in my ears. Now, this goes for running, road biking, in the gym, and even mountain biking. However, I did have one occasion with mountain biking where I crashed and an earbud did fall out. So I just want to make you aware of that, there are situations where an earbud will pop out, but maybe just avoid crashing. And then the accompanying Jaybird app allows you to change a bunch of different settings, as well as gives a battery indicator for both the buds as well as the case. You can also customize the sound profile of the Vista 2s just like the previous Jaybirds with popular presets, and you can create a customized sound profile using the customizable equalizer. And since earbuds can be used independently, you can mirror the controls on each bud if you'd like, but you can have more functionality by having different controls for each earbud, like a double press on the left earbud to go to a previous track and a double press on the right earbud to skip to the next track. There's also Find My Earbuds feature as well as a Find My Case feature. And this is kind of an interesting feature where you would go for a run maybe with your earbuds in, and then when you got back home or wherever you left for your run, you couldn't necessarily find your case, so that Find My Case feature would come in handy in that sort of situation. So it's been a while since the original Vistas came out, and it's really nice to see all the upgrades with the Vista 2s, which now make these a very interesting option compared with the AirPods Pro. So the Apple AirPods Pro, they have amazing integration with the Apple ecosystem. Their active noise cancellation as well as their transparency modes are really good, but there are some things that are not so great about them, like the lack of volume controls, the sound quality, which is kind of so-so, the battery life, which is also kind of so-so, and the not as secure fit as what I would like for the activities that I like to do. And that's where the Vista 2s are really compelling option when it comes to high-end true wireless earbuds. Anyhow, if you liked the video, or if you found the information in this video useful, make sure to hit that like button down below, and also subscribe to the channel for plenty more sports tech reviews that are coming soon. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.